Hi folks, it's day 57 today. Um, Been a pretty rough day, if I'm being honest. Woke up this morning with just this sense of wrongness, that there was something not right about me today. Physically, I felt a bit shot. I felt like my stomach was really bad, really bad headache. And yeah, I just felt worn out. I had a really bad night's sleep, so I'm guessing maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, it's really hard. It kind of hits me sometimes like that, where I'll wake up and for some reason this wave will just hit me of just the sense that something's not right, and I can't put my finger on it and I can't explain it, and it's not logical. It's like I was talking about yesterday. It's purely kind of like an emotional reaction to nothing. And it's horrible. I hate it. I hate not being in control of my mind at times. I hate not being in control of my emotions. I hate the fact that I can have this overwhelming sense of, wrongness in my life for no reason, and it can affect me like in real ways. It can affect me physically, it can affect me emotionally, mentally, and it's tough. Not sure if I've been using the Alpha Stim machine for the last 3 days, and I've kind of been messing around with it, trying to find what works for me, in terms of the time and intensity. I've done a lot of research on it to find the most optimal kind of setting for me. I don't think I've got there yet, so I don't know, maybe I've had it set too high in intensity and it's kind of having an effect on me physically now. My head's really kind of banging at the moment, and I don't know if it is because of the Alpha Stim. It may not be. These things have happened to me in the past for no other reason than they just happen. No Alpha Stim involved. No real reason. It just kind of hits you out of the blue. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on today. I feel a bit just crap. And it's interesting. It makes me think a lot about, our expectations of how we should be and how we should feel. And I feel that sometimes we're our own worst enemies when it comes to our expectations. I know I definitely am, especially when it comes to things like feeling groggy and crap for no real reason. There's no reason why I should feel like this today. So my expectations would be I shouldn't feel like this, that I should be fine, I should be okay, I should be able to go out and kind of do stuff. And it's those expectations which make things worse, because you kind of put this pressure on yourself, and it's imagined pressure. It's pressure that you have created. Nobody else will ever put the same kind of level of expectation on you than you will yourself. And it's all well and good saying that and being consciously aware of that and knowing it's true, but when it comes to kind of taking a step back and looking at yourself and saying, well, you know what, doesn't make any sense, you're being too hard on yourself, or you've done a lot today, because I have done stuff today which, for someone with anxiety, it's always going to be tough. Like, I had to kind of get like a busy rush hour train somewhere, and there was a lot of people around. Liverpool street station it's always rammed, and yet, because I feel I should be able to do things like get on a train and go somewhere no matter what time of day it is, and then when I go to places like Liverpool Street where my anxiety kind of kicks in, and then I'm kind of like giving myself a hard time, because I do have an automatic reaction of my anxiety levels get raised. I start feeling kind of physically unable to kind of cope with what's going on around me. And then on top of that, there's kind of a part of me going, This is what normal people do. You should be able to just get on a train and go where you're going. It doesn't matter if there's people all over the place. There's always going to be people all over the place. You're useless if you can't do a basic thing like get on a train. And altogether, it kind of creates this overwhelming kind of depression. And yeah, it doesn't help that I already started off today not feeling right in myself. And I've just kind of added pressure and pressure and pressure and more pressure. And a lot of that is down to my own expectations of how I should be able to kind of get on with things and not giving myself a break. I said the other day in one of my videos that, I'm just cruel to myself when I don't need to be. I don't need to be cruel like that to myself. It's not helping. There's no winner in that situation. Interestingly, I was watching a documentary on BBC One the other evening, and it was I don't know her full name. It was Nadia, I think, who was on the Great British Bake Off, and it was all about her kind of experience with anxiety, crippling anxiety, and how it's affected her life, and how she's trying to kind of try all these different kind of therapies to find the one thing that's going to help her. And the interesting thing I found in that was she kept saying that she wants like that thing that's going to click and make everything right and make everything better. And it kind of resonated with me a lot because, and I'm sure with other people as well, when you're going through kind of like a mental illness and you're going through a bad depressive episode or a bad, overwhelming anxiety episode, you are looking for that one thing that's going to just click and make everything go away. You want it. You want the answer. You want some kind of cure. And unfortunately, there isn't, as yet, there isn't that cure. But being told that, it is work, it's discipline, it's hard work, it's kind of pushing yourself as much as you can. There is no easy fix. And, my heart went out to her on the show because I know exactly where she's coming from, because every time I do something new or try a new treatment, like my alpha stim treatment, I wanted results like straight away. I wanted kind of to feel better. I wanted to feel normal. I wanted the depression to go away straight away. I wanted the anxiety to just end, and I wanted to feel normal around everyone. And unfortunately, I've learned, time and time again, after various therapies and treatments and, other kind of random stuff that I've done, I'm always searching for that one thing that's going to just make it all better. And time again, it doesn't have the result that I want. I mean, it helps. It all helps. I'm not going to deny that. Everything helps. But ultimately, there's no cure. There's no magic pill. There's no kind of secret answer that we can find one day and discover and make everything go away. It just doesn't exist at the moment. Maybe one day, they're doing a lot of great work with various, medications and treatments, like alternative treatments and medications. One day maybe there will be kind of like a cure for depression and anxiety. But at the moment there isn't, unfortunately. And when you're kind of a person who puts unrealistic expectations on yourself anyway, when you try something new or different, or you expect the world to be a certain way, and ultimately when it isn't that way, it just makes things, you're compounding the problem. It's making it far worse for yourself. So yeah, I can, I was watching that documentary and I could relate to everything that was going on in there. And, that's the reality of life with, that kind of, anxiety or depression. That's just the way it is. And yet there is still that level of expectation on, things are going to get better one day or things will improve. And then when they don't, you're kind of beating yourself up about it. So it's a tough one. It really is. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I've been really struggling with that today, especially. I don't know why. I've just had this sense of doom that settled on me, and I can't get rid of it. I can't shake it. Um, Physically now, I feel kind of all tense and tight, and getting like chest pains because yeah, I spent a lot of time in Liverpool Street Station today, surrounded by people and walking around London. But in other news, I went there to Liverpool Street Station to get a train to Enfield to go and look at our new house again before we move in, and to meet our new landlord and his wife. They're really nice people, really friendly, really kind of down to earth. You know, they're more than happy for us to kind of put our own stamp on the place. And seeing the house again, it kind of, you know, reaffirms that it's the right decision for us. It's just, you know, we can't wait basically to move in. We'd move in today if we could. So it was really nice to go and have another look around the place, and you know, the landlord made us feel relaxed and at ease, and it was nice to just kind of have a look and see what it's going to be like and imagine how it's going to be next week when we move in. So in that respect, it was worth the journey, definitely. I mean, unfortunately, I'm paying for it now, and I don't know. I've got to do another session with my alpha stim at some point today. I don't know if that's going to help or make things worse, or if it's doing anything. I don't know. I'm notoriously bad at kind of being able to see any kind of progress within myself. It's, you know, I rely on other people, like Fran especially. I rely on her to kind of give me the heads up on how she's observed my behaviour, because I don't observe it myself. I just kind of, I live in the moment almost, and when most of your moment is trying to kind of deal with anxiety and depression, it's hard to kind of have perspective on what's going on. So yeah, I don't know. It's still early days in the alpha stim. I'm gonna keep doing it, give it a go, see what happens. Um, but yeah, I wanted to do kind of like a little video about expectations and kind of tempering your expectations a little bit, because as much as you want something to just be the answer and the cure, generally speaking, it's just not real. Just, you know, there's, life's hard. Even when you don't have mental health problems, life is work. It's hard. There are no Hollywood endings, because, you know, life just carries on. You know, life is a series of events. You know, some are good, some are bad, and it's just your ability, it's just dealing with those events. That's life, you know. And it can be hard, and it can be difficult, and you know, there is no kind of magical happy ending for anybody, because that's not how life works. It'd be nice if it was. But yeah, life's just a continuous series of events that just happen, and you just kind of deal with them. And there is no ending until the end of your life. So, you know, you could be aiming for some magical, you know, Hollywood ending to, if you've got depression or anxiety, that one day you're not going to have depression and anxiety. In reality, you probably will have depression and anxiety, and that's a hard thing for a lot of people to hear, and it's a hard thing for a lot of people to kind of deal with and accept. I know, because I do, you know, I find it really hard to kind of accept that as reality. I want the happy ending. I want the pill. I want the cure. I want it all to go away. But, you know, it probably won't. And that's something I need to deal with. And sometimes I can, and sometimes I can't. And that's life. That's my life right now. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else feels that same kind of way. I don't know, like, I feel like I'm talking to myself here a lot of the time. It would be nice to get some feedback from other people. You know, I want to kind of, compare war stories. It's always nice to kind of have that sense that you're not on your own, and that you're not crazy, and that you're not unique, and that, this is happening to other people, a lot of other people. Um, that sense that you're not alone. That's really useful. It's really nice to have, and I had that when I was an inpatient. Again, I know I've said it before that I was going to do a video about my time as an inpatient, and I will. I've still got 40 odd days left, so I'll fit that in somewhere. I don't want to give you all the good stuff straight away. But yeah, I'll leave it there for now. Feel a bit rubbish. Don't know why. And that's how it is at the moment. So I don't know. See what happens. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.